Tasty Wings, what's up, baby? I just started it. A few people to come in. Dustin, what's up, man? Hey, Quan. I did Panda Express is behind me. Hey, Larry Smith, what's up? I did Panda behind me. I felt like stir fry. I had to come get groceries because we didn't have hardly anything in the house. And I'm not. Hey, JJ, what's up, son? I'm not buying no more groceries because my money. I told y'all I got bills to pay and they start to come out. So I had to tell them, you want something to eat? You might want to put some money. Because I done spent about, well, y'all, anybody who cook know groceries ain't cheap. Where y'all at in the country? I'm doing better. Y'all can hear I'm breathing better. Um, I will be, I put in for the company that's here. Hey, Yellow Tape exclusive, you out in Cali. Well, it might be better in here because we woke up, well, I woke up at 2 o'clock here in Lubbock and it was snowing. And then this morning, I guess when my father went out, he said, ice. Okay, you on your way to Illinois, JJ? All right. There was ice on the car, so he had to come out and scrape the windows. Hey, Red Rose, what's up, baby? So he had to scrape the windows, and he gets up like weird. It's just the guy. Well, y'all, I told y'all, if y'all watched the last video, y'all know the picture I'm gonna put up for this video is a picture of a wall in his house, of the picture of the poster size picture of himself. He's got even ones bigger than that of himself. Loves pictures, cheesing, got the gold teeth. My dad's a hot mess. NR, what's up, baby? I'm good. I'm feeling better. I was having some stiffness. What I do is I drink tart cherry juice. If you have gout or anything like that, it flushes your system. So I do tart cherry juice when I start feeling stiff in my joints, and that actually cleans it out. Regina! Hi! Y'all, me and Regina used to work together at Aetna. Yes, we did. Oh, Regina, we gotta talk, baby. We gotta talk. We'll talk. But there was a local company out in hey Les, I got your number. I haven't called you yet. I got that on my Facebook Live. I haven't called you. My cell reception in the house is kind of sometimes funky. So, but I'll probably give you a call here. Maybe today. I might call you today. I'll be one more week here in Lubbock, possibly. So here's what's going on. I put in for, when I say local, because people are asking me about the company that's here. There is a company whose center is here in Lubbock. And the lady who I was talking about when I showed that blue truck across the street was at the Mongolian Grill place. That what is the name of that place? I forgot the name of the place. Anyway, when I was there across the street, I showed you guys. I switched the camera and showed it. Okay, Larry Smith, we talked too. Let me know about you. Did you get a decent truck? That trucking company is here in Lubbock. The lady who told me about the company, she lived here in Lubbock, but is moving to the Carolinas because she's taking care of a great, oh girl, that's not 2017. What is it, Freightliner? Yes, y'all, please give me a like, a thumbs up, hit that bell. Thank you, Quan. Quan always watches out for me. Freightliner, okay. They okay. How many miles is on the truck? I'm sorry, y'all. Larry had to, she was teaming with somebody and it was a hot ass mess. And so she had to go and she's going solo. But then they turned, I don't like that. If you're the driver with the good miles, they should have given you a better, yeah, I got an issue. How many miles is on that truck? Well, at least it's broke. If it's under 500,000, you're okay. It's broke in. I will tell you though, watch for the coolant in the 2017 Freightliner Cascadia. The coolant reservoir, there's a hose that goes to the compressor. That bad boy is known to break. So just watch it. If it does, that's not bad. So it's got about, you got about 200,000 more miles before you start having any major issues. And at 325,000, it should have already, all the kinks worked out of it. So any issues, because I love the 2018 and 19, but you do know that the 2018-19 Freightliners, when they start coming off the assembly line, them niggas, excuse me, y'all see, I'm getting ready to go there. Freightliner didn't even, the company I was at, the starter company, They said if you hear a clacking sound when you driving it, get the truck in, because when they bring it off the assembly line, they hadn't tightened the bolts up enough on the rims, so the rims were clacking again. Y'all, I can't. I can't. Woo, I can't. I've heard nothing but good things about Kenworth. Kenworth is a Peterbilt product. A lot of drivers like Kenworth. I've test driven in a Kenworth. I drove an old school long nose Kenworth when I first started out driving. When I was with one of the trainers I was with Werner, he had a long nose. But the new Kenworths are very smooth. I will say I'm kind of short, so climbing up in them is a little bit of a challenge. But the International was probably the worst climb up I had because it's such a higher base. I'm 5'2", 5'3", so it's such a higher base, and I think that's why my joints I was having some stiff issues because and just the whole sitting and how it just sucked. So one of the reasons I didn't stay with the lease purchase, I was like, I can't pay you $760 a week for something I'm not comfortable in. It's not really what I want, and I can't. Okay, I mean, you could make decent money. I was taking home over $1,000 a week, but after all the truck payment and insurance and stuff, but I can do that as a company driver. And also I don't like if I'm gonna be paying for something, when I tell you I'm gonna do a 34-hour reset, I'm gonna do a 34-hour reset. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And even if I'm not paying, that is a driver's discretion, because if I'm almost out of hours, and when I talked to Bill, he said take them to the green book, our green and white book that we have. And hours of service. Yeah, you can't. Anyway, y'all, I put in for the company here last week. Because it's a small company, it's taking them time. They're pulling, like, you can follow them on that driver, what's that driver thing called? There's a driver app. I forgot what it's called. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Driver Pulse. So it gives you the alerts as to what the company is doing. So they pulled my Arizona MVD. I saw they pulled that, I think, Thursday or Friday. They pulled the Arizona MVD. I don't know if they pulled the DAC yet. And I don't know if they pulled the Texas MVD. Yeah, Driver Pulse. That's it. Thank you very much, She Brings. They pulled, Larry says she loves the Kenworth. A lot of drivers love Kenworth. And like I said, I drove it as a test drive when I was at the Oklahoma company. That's what I did my backing and test drive in. Smooth as butter. But the 2018-19 Freightliner is smooth as butter too. I mean, it drives different. That 2017 still has that old shaky, we call it shaky freight. That's what we call it Freightliner shaky freight, because there's like a natural shake to it. And that was one thing I used to have to pee a lot on the Freightliner, because your body is shaking. And yeah, CFI does all KWs now, pretty much. Yeah, that's all they do now. But this company that I'm looking at, I think when I went to their website, I don't know if I'll get it or not, because smaller companies are more persnickety. It's a small family-based company. The only thing on my driving record that was an issue for one company I applied for is when I was out the industry and when I fractured my ankle, I wasn't doing my DOT physicals on time. So the commercial side of my driver's license would get suspended. And to me, it wasn't a big deal because my regular driving license part was fine. So JJ's putting how much he's getting as a lease purchase at SRT. The regular driver's license, and it could be your driver's license without doing your DOT physical. You can leave that suspended. I think in Arizona, and I'm pretty sure it should be standard among the country. You didn't have to get that DOT physical. You just need to get it done before, I think it was a year, because then if you went past either 6 months or a year, then you'd have to retest everything again. I normally never let it go that long. I might let it 60, 90 days, and then I get it done and send it on in. But it wasn't a big issue because I was working for Aetna. I was out of the industry. So I'd been working out of industry, but I kept my commercial driver's license, and I just made sure I got it before it would expire, the commercial side. Well, one trucking company I was looking at was a beef company. They declined me based on the suspensions. And they were like, and I had put the reason on there, and they just were like, well, no, you got to be a year with no suspension or whatever. And I had the fracture within a year's time frame. I probably could put in for them again, but something about that bothered me, especially after talking to the headhunter. We had a little behind the scenes conversation about some other stuff she had picked up with other drivers. She had referred to them. So I then said, you know what? If it didn't happen, it wasn't meant to happen. But the local company here, they just started pulling my paperwork. And so my father's like, well, don't they interview y'all face to face? I said, man, please. I said, they might call me in for a face to face interview since it's a small family owned company. But the reality of the matter is they pull all that stuff, they bring you into orientation, and that's when they kind of watch how you handle yourself. Are you showing up on time? Um, are you going over on your breaks, your lunches, or whatever they give you? That's when they really watch you, you know. And if you are, then they have a come to Jesus meeting with you on the side. Um, and they might tell you pack and go. That's when they really watch you. But most trucking companies are butts in the seats because of the shortage. But this is a small family-owned company, and the lady said you make good money. It's not as much as what SRT pays, which might be an option, and some other companies, but it's comparable. My thing is, it is about money and it isn't. So let me put this way. If I can make a decent weekly wage and I can drive pretty much the area of the country I want to drive, I'm happy. I don't have I do have debt, but I don't have any major immediate, like I don't have a house note. I don't have rent. I don't have a car note. I'm not worried about what I'm trying to do right now is get somewhere where I can stack money, buy some property, build a little house on it for possibly retirement. If this world is around, we got so much going on right now. We don't be around with what's going on with global warming right now if these people don't get their heads out their behinds. And personally, I think the Lord might be coming soon with all of what's going on politically and otherwise. So I'm waiting. I'm giving them a week. So I'm giving them through part of next week. If I don't hear from them by Friday, what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the other company out of Texarkana that a buddy hooked me up with, and I'm already a go for them. All I have to do is do the driving, backing, and pissing the cup, all of which should not be a problem. Unless it's some really, really strange back, but I mean, I've done some really close quarterbacks, so I'm not even really worried about that. I can back. So, I mean, hell, I backed in New York. I backed all over the country. Canada's tight as hell. And so, anyway, I came here to Panda, but I was checking in just to let you guys know what I'm doing. But hopefully I'll be here one more week because my biological father, y'all, that negrette is on my nerves. Woo! Woo. He on my nerves. Yeah, Larry, I'll let you know when I'm back. I'm going to let you know when I'm back out there. But my goal is either Monday or Wednesday of the following week. So next week I'll be here unless this company takes me. If they take me, as soon as they give me a truck, I'm rolling. Regina, girl, we're going to talk on this. I have to call you and tell you. Maybe after this, I'll call and tell, because I ain't even told these folks half the stuff with this ninja. He's a ninja, a Negro. Well, yeah. So I'll tell y'all the story. You know I tell my stories. I'm telling a story. So when I got here, I noticed his glasses he wears glasses, I wear glasses. I noticed his glasses were dirty, but he just had them on. And I'm thinking, well, maybe he don't know about this glass cleaner. I said, oh, brother, I go to Walmart, I get this little canister. Excuse me, y'all. Canister. I said, it comes with the little, hey, welcome to the channel. And if you haven't liked, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. All right, to rewind back. We just rambling. It's just rambles. It's Sunday. So I said, if you like it, I'm going to go to Walmart. I'll pick you up a bottle. And I cleaned his glasses and wiped it off. So that's what he going to do. When I clean my glass, he going to hand me his glasses to clean. I said, oh, no. Here you go. That's okay. Because what he wanted, he thought, because he likes females to do shit for him. He thought, I'm going to clean his glasses. Oh, no, that's not what this is about. If you want to clean your glasses, I'll get you what you need to clean your glasses. I keep telling, I said, I'm not them tricks you was messing with. I'm not these dumb females that did everything for you, why I'm trying to understand, which is part of his problem. So I'm like, here you go. He wouldn't clean his glasses, wear dirty glasses. I was like, okay, if you like it, I love it for you. I used to talk to him about the amount of sugar he was consuming. I don't even do that anymore. If you like it, I love it for you. A friend of mine has a saying. It might be straight up foolishness. And I hate to say it, I love Trucker Bill. Trucker Bill, I kind of told Bill everything on my father, and I hate to say it, and it sounds mean, but Trucker Bill said to me, because my father didn't manage any of his diabetes, nothing. And Trucker Bill said to me, he says, let go and get back on the truck, do what you need to do, and get back on the road. Your father has made decisions for his life. And if he, if he want to kill himself, that's what he's doing. And that's not your problem. It's not. Y'all, I'm trying this. I'm not a huge person. I used to be really, but they did the commercial. Y'all see that? That's that vanilla orange soda. It's not bad and it's sugar free. They got regular one, but this one is 0 sugar. See, y'all can see that? It's 0 sugar. So it's okay. It's okay. It's not bad. It's okay. But I've tried a soda that's got pickle made with pickles. That was nasty. I ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all go back, y'all see a video where I had the one soda that had the pickles. And I had that. But I was at Walmart at the counter, and I've been seeing the commercial out here, so I was like, I'll try it. It's okay. It's not bad. I mean, it's okay. I like that, and this one's sugar-free, but they do have the red one with sugar in it. I like the new, and my father was like, I don't like sugar-free soda. And I went back and didn't tell me it had sugar-free, because cola, they didn't have it on there that was sugar-free. And I came in with those little can Coca-Colas, and they have like the lime, ginger, I think they have a black cherry, a madness mango or something like that flavored. And I think they got some new flavors. And they're like this, and they have a stripe. Those are diet. All of them are diet. So when I first went, I went to Walgreens to pick something up, and they had samples, and they were giving them at a discount, like $2 for $1. So I bought one for him, one for me. Took them back to the house, put in the refrigerator, and I said, there's a soda in there for you, soda in there for me. Wouldn't tell me it was sugar-free. Oh, where you get that's good. One. Oh, the black cherry. Yes, Mendisa, the black cherry is good too. Yeah, I've had that. My favorite is ginger lime. That's why I love ginger though. That ginger lime is the bomb to me. But the black cherry is good. I ain't gonna lie on it. It's good. All of them, I've had all of them, and all of them are good. But they got some new flavors I haven't tried, and they've added some new flavors. But I like them. I said, really? I said, interesting. I thought you didn't like that soda. And he looked stupid. He be lying. The lies are just becoming so overwhelming. I just found out he'd been telling everybody he was a respiratory therapist. He was not. He was a respiratory technician. Lie just to lie. I'm just like, and I think he slipped up and told the truth, because I was talking to a friend of mine who's an RN, and he said some stuff, and then I think he realized what he said. She kind of questioned, and he's like, well, I didn't finish my respiratory therapist training. I was a respiratory tech. And I'm like, okay, so you got an internship. They hired you in that vein, and then you were making a little bit of money, so you just didn't finish your training. But lie to lie. Oh my God, the lies. Right now he's trying to lie and convince me he did some stuff that he didn't do with me as a kid. And I'm like, that never happened. And even when I was sick, he tried to convince me, when I had gotten sick, when I told y'all he wouldn't drive me to the doctor's office, he tried to convince me that he went walking with me, because basically I got to a point I couldn't walk. I'm gonna be honest. That's how bad my situation. I had had I not walked, I'd have lost my leg. That's just how bad things were. I got very, very sick. I mean, when I say sick, sick. And just to give y'all a sense, I was having breathing issues, had pneumonia. While I was down, something happened with my left leg, and I couldn't walk. A friend of mine had to come get me and take me to the doctor. What they discovered the issue was, it's actually a hereditary issue in my family that I didn't know, because I'd never had it activate. Every other person in my family had it activate. I'm on meds for the rest of my life for it. But as long as I'm on the meds, I'm fine. Again, these are meds that don't mess with my DOT, because I list everything. But it's basically a med that I'm on until I croak. Like every other person, and it's his side of the family that has it. I was in and out of a hospital for almost 6 months. 1 month in for one thing, got out, went back to work for 30 days, go back in for the next 30 days, which was my surgery. And then I went back out, and then I had another issue happen that was tied to everything. And I had to go back in the hospital again. So I was in and out of work for a 6-month window. And I was in 30-day increments going in and out. That's how sick I was. I will tell you, they found tumors. In my female area, I had a 14-centimeter mass that got up to 17 centimeters in size. I did have to have a woman's hysterectomy. When I say I was sick, so y'all, when I say this, I'm not just bull crapping you. I was sick. I was on a walker. I was on oxygen. I was in bad shape, and I was 29 years old. I'd gotten out the hospital. My father would come down for Mother's Day to hang out with my grandmother, and he had come down and he would stay with me for a few days. Stay with my grandmother. Stay with some relatives, with my uncle, aunt, and uncle who took him to the hospital. Like he came back 6 months later, and he got very sick. During that time, he was staying at my house. He's going to come stay with me. My biological mother, who we don't talk too much, she actually came to the hospital. She got called in. That's how sick I was. And I was on a walker. So when I got out, I told you, I believe God allowed something to happen, because had the pneumonia not happened, they did a routine exam in the hospital where they found the tumor, the mass. And had the pneumonia not happened, I wouldn't have known about the mass for a long time. And I was going for my regular female checkups. So I would not have, but I was letting my regular doctor do them and not going to a female doctor. So for you ladies, if you're going through your female checks, I always recommend get a gynecologist. Go to them because they know what to look for. Your routine doctor is not, while they're a doctor, they may not be trained to find what I had going on. And so you'll go to a female doctor. And I know I'm getting off the trucking, but I'm just talking some health issues, because I've talked to a couple of you behind the scenes who just DOT physicals, and some of you are being required to do the sleep apnea test. And then talking to them like, oh, we just go to your regular doctor. I don't have a doctor. What the hell you mean you don't have a doctor? You're my age. If you're a woman or a man and you don't have a regular doctor, there's a problem. And especially at my age, because there's things when we get into those that past that 30 mark, there are certain things we need to be looking for. Hey, Travis, what's up? You have to play back any of the other stuff. We need to be looking at breast cancer. We need to be looking at colon cancer. We need to be looking at prostate cancer. There's a whole bunch of stuff that can be prevented. Times we had told you we built a friendship. First time he gonna go on a trip to Oklahoma. He didn't listen to me. Car broke down and he couldn't go on the trip. Then he started having some problems. Went to the doctor. Doctor said, we got 2 problems. 1, you're a diabetic. We have to up your insulin. 2, you got prostate cancer. And all that came from sticking that finger up the butt and doing the cough or whatever they do, make y'all do. Look, I'm going to say something to you. What a woman goes through, sticking their finger up your butt, making you cough ain't crap as far as what we go through. Because we go through really some exposure. And, all to take less than 5-10 minutes of your day to have you bend over, shove their finger up there and have you cough, to say if something's wrong with your prostate. To catch it early enough, you can walk away. And, they can treat it. That's why he's breathing today. But I'm gonna tell y'all, just really, really, really watch when it comes down to that. It's like this weight. I know I'm fat and telling you this. I gotta get this weight off. The breathing thing, it woke me up, because I'm like, okay, some of it is definitely a good chunk of it is my weight. I, not had that cold in and out out of cold weather, and not really allow my body to get rid of it. Now I'm taking the time to really rest and get rid of what was going on with my body. Thank you, Jesus, knock on wood. But I got really, when I said health issues, I was sick as a dog. I was on a walker. I was on oxygen. I had to schedule out the surgery because the first issue, the first issue was getting the pneumonia out. The second issue was the issue with my leg, which caused them to put me on a medicine to get my leg, to save my leg. And then I had to be on a walker because I had to start getting them to come, and she would with me from my apartment down the block. And then we would walk, because I like food. We walk, and I was like, back then I was like 175 pounds. I wasn't even this weight. And we would walk up, and she's like, hey, there's a Dunkin' Donuts just around the corner. So then we walk a block and a half. And so we would get 1 donut every day when she would come. And this lady religiously, we had worked together, very sweet older lady. She's gone now. Her name was Janet. She would walk with me around there. So my father lied to me. You remember I used to, bro, you wouldn't even drive me to the doctor's office after I got out. So I got out the hospital, and I was supposed to do a follow-up with my doctor. Because I was having problems walking, I had a VW bug. My left leg, I was just barely able to bend it. And so I had to, clutch and gas because it was a stick shift. My father grew up on a farm. He can drive anything. He grew up in Arizona. I'm like, here's my keys. I don't like to drive in Phoenix. So he refused to drive. Now he didn't even really want to ride with me. He just wanted me to go, I'll pay for a cab for you to go up there. It was just bizarre. So he's a different cup of tea. He's just a different cup of tea. And so I'm just like, at this point, I'm trying to have a more Christian attitude about it and just try to deal with him where he's at. But I'm getting burnt out. And you can only take him in doses because he said practice. I mean, somebody who tells you you have to practice to be an asshole, I did it all the time. Like, why would that's really twisted off the cap and thinks it's funny. He thinks that's funny. And I was like, you realize that's why you by yourself right now. Just realize you ain't got no woman. You ain't got no female. And you by yourself. And the female who did care about you, she won't even cook for him anymore. She finally woke up. It took that woman years because she was cooking for him for like 3 or 4 years. She cooked meals and he'd go over to her house, pick it up, and take a plate home, even when they weren't seeing each other, because she cared about him. And I think she felt sorry for him too. But she recently had some health issues. He didn't ask her how she was doing. I had to tell him to call her back. I said, did you ask her how she was doing? I said, Monty, this woman cooked for you for years. She don't owe you nothing. And just, being a decent human being, call her and ask her how she's doing. And, he'll call, but he's really trying to manipulate her to make meals for him again. And I know what it is, but I think she's seeing somebody else. She's 15, 20 years younger than him. And so, I talked to her the other day. She was very nice. I said, how are you doing? Genuine human compassion. And I think all of us should have that genuine, just human compassion. For whatever reason, that is not in my biological father's DNA. Mendisa, he told me a story, and I'm a big person, and I'm putting on my hat. Y'all might not even want the conversation, but I'm being real. I believe when I used to do ministry, and I used to tell people, most of our issues come from our childhood. That's just who we grow up to be. The damages that happen to us, the big ones that make us who we are, the good, bad, and indifferent, usually happen by that year 9 stage. So if you grew up in a very dysfunctional family, it's going to have some impact. When I used to do ministry, I would sit down with people and I saw that was the biggest area. In my own life, I know. I should write a book called Broken because that's where it usually happens. My father is a Scorpio. That's number one. So and I'm going to say that I believe, and it's not that I'm all into, where people were born and the dates were born, but he's a Scorpio. So a lot of people, I believe, born at certain times, they have certain similarities. I'm a Cancer, kind of on the cusp of Cancer, Gemini. So I kind of have the two sides of the two sides of the coins of the Gemini, but I also have the emotional Cancer side, big time. I'm very sensitive. Either way, you can piss me off or I can be cool. Either one. And that's, my father is very true to that Scorpio nature. He's got the sexual stuff going on that a lot of Scorpios have. And then he can't do anything now because he's impotent and incontinent. But he's one of those people that doesn't like to show emotion. But he told me a story just recently, and it had to do with his mother. And I did not know anything about this. There was a point in his childhood, and I thought my grandmother, his father, her mother, and his mother were married. But I don't know when they got married in conjunction with him. He told me a story about him living with his grandmother, my grandmother's mother. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Why were you living with her? He says, I don't know. Hey, Jackie. Is it Jackie? Yes, Jackie, isn't it? I hope I'm saying it right. Norwood. Hey, welcome to the channel. He told me the story of him living with his grandmother. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Where was grandma? And he's a non-emotional dude. His face fell. And he said, I don't know. I was like, there it is. Because I've been wondering what created this jacked up human being. And I was like, there it is. The other thing was later in his life, he was living in Arizona, and supposedly what my grandmother says is that he started getting into trouble. And so she sent him to his father here in between Plainview and Lubbock. They had a dairy farm. And she said, we're going to see how much trouble you can get into on the farm. Now, I'm going to say That may be the reason she told him, or that may be what he's justified it as. But my grandmother married another man. That man did not want to raise my father. I'm going to tell you that. And I believe that in my heart of hearts, and I have to ask, when I see her on the other side of glory, if we had that conversation, I believe that she sent my father away because she wanted to keep that man. And she knew that man didn't want anything to do with my father. So she sent him to his daddy. That is another very significant event for a child. And I believe that some of that is where he gets he treats women like, he's not, when I say mean, he has no respect for women. And he treats them like he would either try to be controlling, manipulative. He basically back in the day looked for sugar mamas, women who would buy him rings and jewelry and get him what he wants. So he was a user of women. And I don't think Monty loves, my father's name's Monty. I don't think he loves anything but himself. And I don't know if he truly loves him. Well, I don't know if he truly loves himself or that's his way of boosting his male ego. I have no idea. But it's all about him. It is 100%. I'm gonna put, like I said, when I close this video out, I'm gonna change the thumbnail and I'm gonna put the thumbnail of a picture I took in his house of himself. I didn't get as close as I should, but you guys understand by when you see the wall. And that sits directly behind the couch. Across from that is another picture of himself. And I told him, I said, now he did finally put, like, well, here's a picture of my grandma, a little bitty picture up on the wall. He got a little picture of his mom and dad together. And I think he's got a little picture of his stepmom. That's it. He don't have any of his kids hanging up on his wall. He did when he was in his other apartment. He had a little picture of me and my friend who went to one of my Chase Christmas parties, one of my best buddies at the time. And he had another picture, I think, of my sister Christine on the other side of the big picture of himself. And they were like this, our pictures like this. So you barely see us unless you walked up on the picture. But you see him from the beginning of the front door, in love with himself. So I don't know, how can I put this? I don't know that I really believe that some of it comes from his childhood. I believe that's where most of our damages come from. And who we become, and if we don't ever deal with them, they'll just keep getting worse and worse and worse as we grow older. And unfortunately, he is unwilling to deal with any of them. And he's very much into self-satisfaction, whatever satisfies himself. So if it's sugar, if it was sex, that was what he was in. He did drugs at a point in time, sold drugs at a point in time. Even though he was holding a legitimate job, he did it all, not major drugs, marijuana, but still drugs. But although he did tell me he did some prescription meds for a minute, but he got really messed up on prescription. He was doing a whole bunch, trying to be cool, trying to fit into that crowd. And y'all just, and again, I think that's where the damages are. I don't know. There's some damages deep seated somewhere. And I really believe some of it came from my grandmother. But he's very much self-centered. When his mother got sick in Arizona, most of us, even if he was a jerk, but if he got sick and would never do this, I got to check myself out because Shannon's here and I need to go take care of Shannon. I would never tell my parent to do that for me if they were in a hospital. My grandmother checked herself out of the hospital so she could cook meals for him. And she had gone in. Shortly after he left, she ended up back in the hospital and had her stroke. And there's no way to me that your child, knowing how sick you are, should allow you, should step in and say, Mama, no, you're not checking yourself out. I can take care of myself. But for him, that stroked his ego because she going to get up and cook him a meal. And then some of her care at the end, like we were just talking about her care, he didn't know half the stuff that was going on with her care. I said, how is it you were the beneficiary for your mama? You're the next in line to your mama because her husband had died. And you don't even know what took place from the time your mama had her stroke. He didn't know. Well, I thought she was I'm like, wow. Yo, he's selfish. Medusa? Go back and watch my previous video. You have no, and somebody said, well, it may not like you. No, that's his mama. That was his mama. And I was like, me and my mother don't get along. And I haven't really talked to my mom, but I have two brothers that'll handle her. But if even though my mother was a brutal and abusive woman to me, if she ever got to a point where she had health issues and nobody else was there and I had to step in, even though she was a very malicious woman to me and allowed some very bad things to happen to me, common part of our humanity that we must let go and forgive and help people out. Otherwise, you're repeating the cycle. And not only are you repeating the cycle, you're bringing that bad juju or whatever you want to call it, kismet, karma. You know, the Bible says what you sow, you reap. You sowing the same stuff and worse, because you holding this against them. And obviously, whatever it is about them, they don't care. You holding that, you got to do as right as you can in a situation, or it will come back and bite you. And my father, at the time I got sick, he didn't have any health issues. Once he got back to Texas, it came up, and somebody had to end up driving him back and forth to get those appointments to do his chemo. And I'm not smiling in the sense of, yeah, I'm happy that happened to you. But what you reap, you will sow. So if you can't help somebody in their sickness, and I'm your blood child, I'm your firstborn, and you can't help them with my car, my gas, you ain't got to pay no money, and you refuse it because like to drive, just a child. The doctor was 30 minutes from my house, if that, 30 minutes, and I could have directed him there. I ended up driving myself in the stick shift, one leg bouncing between the stick, horrible. And like I said, I went straight off because it took me a minute to even gauge that this is a human being, but he doesn't see things. He's very self-centered. Like right now, he's sitting in his chair watching TV, and then I go, he's like, well, I put my hands up because he thinks, well, watch whatever you want. It's your house. You only got one TV. So I'll get on my laptop, I'll either play a game or I'll put a DVD on or I'll watch something from my phone. And then he'll start trying to talk to me because he has to be, that's the other thing, he has to be the center of attention. And it's like dealing with a child. It's like dealing with a 2-year-old. And I'm burnt. So that's why I said I'll be out of here after next week. By hook or by crook, I'm going to be out of here by next week. Because I can't. I'm so burnt out right now. And he's like, now he's like, oh, well, if you want to stay here and crash it. One, because he's going through a lot of his money. And because of that, I think what he's thinking is if I come in and he knows I'm making decent money, I'll cook, which will reduce the cost of him going and getting meals because he refuses to cook. It's not that he can't cook. He knows how to cook. His mama could cook. His daddy can cook. I know he knows how to cook. But he got to that point where he just don't want to. When he was sick where he couldn't really get around, I was noticing he was walking funny. And I told him, I said, you have per pound laundry. I said, you can take it over there and let them do it for you. And then when you're back on your feet, you can do your laundry again. So now he's found that he's lazy. He don't want to wash his laundry. He spent an exorbitant amount of money on that and because issue, and he won't admit that he needs the pull-up underwear with the lining like baby diapers with the plastic on the outside. He wants to wear the ones that look like regular underwear, which are meant for casual leaking. They're not meant for if you're going to have heavy urination on yourself. And he's leaking beyond the catheter. Then he's going through $1,200 a month in just pull-up underwear. $19.99 for 20 pairs. And he's usually buying those twice a week. And then he also has the pads, the plastic they have like in the nursing homes, they put in the chair so it won't, if a patient leaks or throws up or gets sick, it won't go through the chair. He has to get those. That's $20 for those, and it's 30 of those. He's going through those 2 or 3 times a day, sometimes. And then, not to mention the amount of regular clothes he's going through. Because once his urination goes past the big boy pull-ups, during his pants, he has to go change his pants out. Trucking Trips and Reefer, what's up, baby? You have to play back some of it. But there's just a lot going on. And still, what I want to do, and that's another reason I work at the company, I am like right now, I think I told my last video, I'm number 1 versus number 2, 3 more siblings, that's 5. And then he has 1 son who is autistic. And he didn't even, when he came into his money, he didn't even look that woman up to try to see if she needed any help, which was really I was hurt. I was really hurt because when he told me he was autistic, he told me at first he had a learning disability. I thought he was just slow, like maybe slow at reading. People they don't catch on. So, they were in special ed classes in high school. I figured he meant that. I didn't know the boy was autistic. And I was like, oh my God. And I said, Monty, did you send her any money? Oh, no, yet. He can find out. He just don't want to. And one of the reasons I told him not to put me on any of his beneficiary information, because my father slept around a lot in Lubbock. I know some of y'all going to Illinois. Some of y'all in the Carolinas. Where else I got? I got the Carolinas in here. One of y'all was in Cali. I wonder what the weather I like in Cali, because Cali been up and down lately. Regina, I don't know. I think Regina's in the snow. She's in the snow in well, it was snowing in Vegas. That's where Regina at. And girl, I can't. That's snow in Vegas. I was like, but ain't no global warming, y'all. That's what they telling y'all. Ain't no global warming. It's snowing in Vegas. We got polar vortexes in the minus 35 degrees up north in America. But ain't no global warming. We gonna keep on doing what we doing. Ain't gonna leave the kids nothing. Ain't gonna leave the kids nothing. But I'll let y'all know. I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen with the little company here. And what I was told by the one lady, if I get on there, that I'll be doing most of my resets here in Lubbock, which will be okay. I don't mind that. 68. Well, I got up. It was supposed to be 76 here, Regina, in Lubbock. And last night I woke up about 2 a.m. to go to the bathroom, and then I couldn't get back to sleep. And when I looked at my phone, it said snow. I didn't get up and look, but when my father got up this morning, he's like, "It's really cold out there, Junior. If you're gonna leave, it's really cold." Oh, you're in Victoria, Texas. Okay. Did you guys get any snow? And where is Victoria? It sounds familiar. Where is that at? Mendisa, where is that at? And Regina, I got a friend from one of my old churches. I gotta see. She's one of my other friends is moving her. A tornado just hit the south. That's the other thing. It ain't even tornado season yet, y'all. They had tornadoes in winter conditions. I never heard of tornadoes in winter conditions. I've heard of tornadoes in like your spring, summer conditions, but winter tornadoes? I was like, what? Y'all, if y'all know Jesus, y'all might want to get to know him, because there's some, some weird crap happening. I'm just saying, because it's some weird stuff. To me, everybody's alarm systems needs to be on stealth. Between our political crap that's going on. Oh, Corpus Christi. Okay. Between all this political stuff going on and the weird weather. Look, I ordered a new Bible. I started reading new stuff. I'm reading a lot right now. I had to read some family stuff, get my mind right. I'm like, get my mind right, because Lot was a mess too. But yeah, there's a lot going on. But I'll know next week. The company, and then there is mainly, what I saw was Freightliner and Volvos. So it's mainly Freightliners and Volvos. And they come with the quite kind of money we can talk. Well, the money's going to be okay. They come with the right kind of truck and treatment. That's fine. It's a small company, family owned. But like I said, they're pulling the stuff slow. Like I told him, I'll be out of here hopefully by next week, which he might be ready for that, because I'm not going to be up there cleaning the whole house and you just sitting on and looking at me. I don't do that. I'll cook. I'll wash the dishes. Anything else, I'll deal with the room and my own clutter. I'm not in there cleaning his room. I'm not. Not. And that's what he's wanting. That's kind of what he thinks. And I'm not the one. And his organizational skills. He got your hand soap that you wash your hands with. He got it stored in the kitchen cabinet with the food. I said, Monty, why is soft soap? I probably just need somewhere to put it and just put it up there. He was too lazy to put it in the bathroom under the counter. Three bottles of it. And so I said, you need to put it all in one place so you know what you need to buy and what you don't need to buy. Yeah, and any makeup stuff, like he told me, he told me for years he can't use no soap but Ivory. But you wash your feet with soft soap, wash your face with different beauty bars and scrubs. Y'all, this is skin, right? This is skin, right? There's skin on your feet, right? So if you're allergic to all these other soaps, and the only soap you say you can use is Ivory, then why are you not washing your face with Ivory, washing your feet with Ivory, but you can wash it with all these other? Little boy Trump and him, they be making up some stuff. I be cracking up. The little boy Trumps. And I got a grown little boy Trumps. Yeah, that's what Trucker Bill said. Trucker Bill said, just get your stuff. They'll call you once he croaks. He told me to take out a life insurance policy on him. My buddy Trucker Bill. Trucker Bill is 62. My father is 70. And Trucker Bill has his kids. He's been a father, even his stepkids. Like, he's got a stepson. He went and bought him a car. His daughter right now is maybe 30. She ran into some hard times. Her mom died. Bill went and got his daughter. I mean, he spent some exorbitant money. We're talking thousands. Went and picked her up, and I think she was in St. Louis. Brought her to Oregon. Put her up in a hotel because they didn't have enough room in his apartment that him and his wife were in. Put her in a hotel. Helped her get her apartment there. She's a cosmetologist. She got a job. She has a little daughter. They helped with getting the little girl to school. Trying to save some money to help her get a car, her first car. She needs to get a driver's license. I mean, he's a man. He's a father. And that's a grown daughter. I'm not asking my father to do all that. That's not, but there's just some stuff that to me as family, and especially if you're somebody's dad, that you would do. I'm going to tell you, because I've been helping him go through paperwork right now. He has a life. My father, for those of you who are new, he's retired railroad, BNSF Railroad, Burlington Northern Santa Fe. He has a life insurance policy. If they don't, I'm going to tell you this too. This is how I feel about the whole life insurance thing for people who refuse to get one, who have the capability. So right now I'm in between. I haven't started a new job to have a new life insurance policy. If I die tomorrow, since I'm now a resident of Texas, all that has to happen is they just show I don't have the money to have no funds or anything to be sold to put me in the dirt. State of Texas will put me and cremate me. And then they just sprinkle your, like a pauper's grave, they'll just sprinkle your ashes or whatever, put your ashes wherever they put the ashes for the people. Arizona's the same way, but I think they will give you your ashes. I don't know all the details. I don't know of any state that will not, because they just can't keep a dead body. If you're somebody who dies and you don't have insurance, you have no assets to get the money for the insurance, they will. Yeah, I am doing better. Thank you very much there, Miss Tasha, Chicago, BBW. They will actually make arrangements to get you in the ground. Okay. So my father, if he does it, I'm not going to pay for a life insurance. I just refuse. My father brings in enough money from his pension to where he should have a life insurance policy. And to my knowledge, what I've seen is that the railroad has provided one. Who he put as beneficiaries, I do not know. I'm probably my sister Christina and maybe his buddy Nick. I don't know. So yeah, I'm not. What about Las Vegas? I'll restate. Are you talking about the burial stuff for the state, Regina? I don't know. They'll put you in the ground. I mean, they're going to cremate you, which is the cheapest way to do it. I didn't want to be burned up, but if my situation is like that, I'm dead. I don't even know. I'm not in the body. The body becomes an empty shell. So at that point, I'm dead. I don't really care. For my father, he's also a veteran, and the veterans will also help to get him in the dirt. My best friend's father, he died penniless. And the veterans, he was buried in the veterans cemetery. He was a Vietnam, what was Mr. Reeves? I think he was a Vietnam vet. He served his time and they put him in the ground. Vegas will put in the dirt, girl. Ooh, as much money as in that damn city. What they gonna do? Just leave the body up there to decompose? They gonna put you in the dirt. Regina, they gotta. And y'all gonna be driving and talking. They gotta put you in the dirt. That's crazy as hell. That's I can't. as expensive as it is to live in Vegas, and the amount of money all them mobster folks made. Wow. Oh, they will keep the cadaver and use it for testing. That's something for your behind right there. Okay, y'all, y'all. She done told me something. I'm full. Now, I didn't get him anything this time. I usually get something to eat for both of us. Oh, Travis, you doing FedEx? Good money, good benefits. Unless you're working for the owner op. Hopefully you get a good owner op. I was gonna get him something to eat, but he don't like Panda. And I'm not driving all over Timbuktu. So I decided I'm not getting him anything to eat. And I'm gonna go back to the house. Because last time I went and got Panda, he told me he didn't like Panda. So right now in the refrigerator, there's spaghetti and there's some greens. And I made beans. I had really purchased enough food on my own that should have lasted us almost the 4 weeks I was here. But the way he eats, and he's also wasteful, yeah, it's difficult. Y'all, we might lose signal if we do. I'm gonna start this over. I'm getting ready to head towards the house because I realized I got a bag of ice back here, and I got me some little frozen diet popsicles because if I get sweet, and that's like me, I am also borderline diabetic. So when I get sweet cravings, I try to do things that are sugar free because I already know the repercussions of not doing the sugar free stuff. But yeah, so I don't know if I'll lose signal out here because sometimes it's where I'm at right now, the signal's good, but when I get closer to his area, because I'm on prepaid Sprint, the reception is bad because that area has a lot more people who are on budget, or it has a certain client base, and those client bases are doing prepaid like I am. But even his Sprint reception, his regular Sprint reception is horrid. All right, Medisa, it was a pleasure talking to you, and thanks for watching the channel. Give me a like, thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. Hit that bell for notifications about the live. Yeah, Regina, I'll probably call you in the next few days and chat. We'll get in here and chat. I'm going to be praying for a friend of mine behind the scenes. I'm believing God for healing for her. We'll talk about that behind the scenes, but we just believe for healing for that sister. And she's on our prayer group anyway. But yeah. And thank you for doing the devotionals, sitting those devotionals. Sometimes I get behind, but thank you so much for continuing to do those. Yeah, so if I'm out here, like right now, this car, food and everything else, food, trash bags, and him standing, this foolishness is more important. So like on the back of this car, if I took pictures, this car when I was here in like 2011, it's a 2000. Travis, we definitely keep you in prayer. I run a prayer group too. If you get me on Facebook, we have it called Revelation Life Ministry. Regina sends me daily devotionals, usually from the Joyce Meyer Ministry. My sister, the one I was talking about, Christina, my father's other daughter, she does prayers. She just writes up prayers every day, and they both hit me up. Sometimes I'm not as diligent, excuse me, and I apologize. I'm trying to I got to get better with that. Diligent as I should have been because I get busy. But I will definitely, you can just go to Revelation Life Ministries or hook up Trucker Doll, and then I can link you to it. We have actually a group that we post prayers and stuff. Just pull up Trucker Doll, let me know it's you, Travis, and then I'll link you in. And then if you feel comfortable enough later and you get me a cell phone number, I actually I do a combination text from Regina and my sister, and then I also throw in either Regina will send it or I'll do it myself. We do like a little graphic motivational pic and put that in with the prayers and the devotional and send that out every day. So at least I try daily. Sometimes, like I said, I'm a little off because I get busy behind some stuff or get tired, and then I've been dealing with the health stuff. But yeah. But no, I am feeling better, so I'll definitely be out here. I'll be out of here no later than Monday or Wednesday of the following week. Next week, I'm gonna sit and wait to see if this company locally contacts me. If they don't, then I'll be at the orientation for the company that's a go. And from there, I'm gonna go ahead and get, because like I said, I can only do my father in doses. And it's hard to watch somebody who I really believe he's depressed about his situation because he can't do what he wants to do, and he's gotten old. So yeah, you can actually messenger me. Let me know. Hey, it's Regina helps with that. Sorry guys, we got kicked. Regina helps with that, and we'll just go from there. Anyway, y'all, at the next stop sign, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live because we're at 1 hour. Regina, I might try to give you a buzz real quick once I stop if you're able to talk. I think me and Regina play phone tag a lot, and just kind of chat with her and let her know what's going on. Anybody else that watches me later, stop, drop, and roll on. All the rest of y'all, God bless you. I hope you all are having a blessed Sunday. And again, if you haven't, or if you watch this, go ahead and give me a like, a thumbs up, a subscribe, share it out. I don't, like I said, I try to be human behind the scenes. Once I'm on it with the new company, I'll give you a picture of the truck and let y'all see what that's going on. Oh, that's some nice old cars. I'll let you know what's going on from there. There's Walmart out here too. That was something else, but I've never seen a fat Walmart driver, guys. Plainview has a Walmart distribution center, and Walmart has been hiring big time. But like I said, I've never ever seen a fat Walmart driver. But anyway, if you work at Walmart and they do